Every black man knows the look, the quick scan, the silent judgment, the unspoken measurement of your worth before you even open your mouth. For Darius Cole, that moment came on a Thursday, morning at 9:12 a.m. inside the polished glass doors of Halberton National Bank. He walked in wearing his best navy blue suit, a folder of business plans pressed under his arm, years of sacrifice burned into every page. Darius wasn't just seeking a loan, he was trying to build a legacy meant to lift his entire family. But destiny tests the ones it intends to raise. Inside the office sat Whitney Caldwell, senior loan officer, a woman whose smile was tight enough to cut glass. She watched Darius like he was a problem she wanted to avoid. She didn't even pretend to review his documents. She scanned 2 pages, closed the folder, and delivered her verdict with a coldness sharpened by years of unchecked authority. "Mr. Cole, your profile doesn't meet our standards." Darius, confused but composed, tried to explain. She cut him off. "I've been doing this 28 years. I know what qualifies and what doesn't." She knew nothing. She hadn't read his projections, his revenue models, or his investor letters. She only saw him. As she walked him to the lobby, her voice was just loud enough for others to hear. "Next time, bring documentation that reflects legitimate income." Eyes turned. Some stared in judgment, others in pity. Darius walked out, burned by humiliation, but fueled by something far stronger. His mother used to say, "When they shut the door on you, build a bigger one." 2 days later, he returned. But this time, he didn't come for a loan. A black limousine sat outside. Staff were scrambling. A new corporate leadership team was arriving after a major acquisition. The bank had been bought out by a larger equity firm known for reform and diversity. Everyone was nervous, especially Whitney. She paced her office, adjusting her blazer, rehearsing greetings. The conference room filled with board members as the regional vice president stepped forward to introduce the new CEO. The doors opened. Darius walked in. Silence crashed over the room. People gasped. A pen dropped. Whitney's jaw fell open, her face turning pale. The man she belittled and dismissed, without reading a single page, was now her new CEO. Darius took the podium, calm and powerful. "We're entering a new era, one built on integrity, fairness, and equal opportunity." Whitney felt each word burning through her. Later, Darius entered her office. She tried to speak, voice trembling, but he stopped her gently. "I want to talk about the loan you denied me." She tried to defend herself, but he replied with quiet truth. "You didn't judge my business. You judged me." She finally asked the question that had been eating her alive. "Are you going to fire me?" Darius placed the same rejected folder on her desk. "Oh no, I have something different in mind." He told her to meet him Monday morning to discuss her new assignment. After he left, Whitney opened the folder. Inside was a handwritten note. "You will help build the program you denied me." Her hands shook. Beneath it was a sealed envelope. She opened it. Whatever she read drained the blood from her face. The truth in that envelope had the power to destroy everything she'd built. And unknown to Darius, Whitney Caldwell was hiding something. Something tied to his past in a way he never imagined. Justice had come, but a darker secret was rising. Whitney Caldwell spent the entire weekend staring at the envelope. Darius left on her desk. No sleep, no appetite, only fear. Fear born from decades of choices she could no longer outrun. Monday morning arrived heavy and gray. The bank buzzed with a new kind of tension. He told her to meet him Monday morning to discuss her new assignment. After he left, Whitney opened the folder. Inside was a handwritten note. "You will help build the program you denied me." Her hands shook. Beneath it was a sealed envelope. She opened it. Whatever she read drained the blood from her face. The truth in that envelope had the power to destroy everything she'd built. And unknown to Darius, Whitney Caldwell was hiding something. Something tied to his past in a way he never imagined. Justice had come, but a darker secret was rising. Whitney Caldwell spent the entire weekend staring at the envelope. Darius left on her desk. No sleep, no appetite, only fear. Fear born from decades of choices she could no longer outrun. Monday morning arrived heavy and gray. The bank buzzed with a new kind of tension. One that made even veteran employees straighten their posture. Darius entered the building with quiet authority, reviewing files, meeting managers, reshaping the energy of the room without raising his voice. Everyone felt it, but no one felt it more than Whitney. She knocked on his office door, hand trembling, and stepped inside. Darius didn't look up immediately. He allowed silence to fill the space until it became uncomfortable. When he finally raised his eyes, she felt exposed. "Ms. Caldwell," he said, voice steady, "let's talk." She swallowed hard. I know you read the envelope. He studied her closely. You knew it before I said anything, she nodded. Because I recognized that picture. I took the application from your mother. Darius's jaw tightened, a storm behind his eyes. She continued, voice fragile. She came to me 30 years ago. She begged for a loan to repair the house. I denied her without reason, without compassion. I judged her the moment she walked in, and the roof collapsed days later. The words pierced him. He had lived his entire life with that story, the turning point that shaped his family's hardship. But hearing it from the source hit differently. You didn't just deny a loan, he said quietly. You denied her dignity. You denied us stability. That decision built the hardship I grew up in. Whitney broke down in tears. I know, and I have carried that guilt for decades. When I saw your mother's picture in your file, I knew exactly who you were. I knew what you had every right to hate me for. Darius opened the envelope himself. Inside was the photo of his mother, worn around the edges. Behind it was a copy of a recorded complaint she filed against the bank. A complaint that mysteriously disappeared. You destroyed this, he said. Whitney nodded shamefully. The branch manager ordered it. I obeyed. I was a coward. Darius stood and walked to the window, breathing slowly, forcing calm over fury. My mother raised me to believe in justice, he said. Real justice, not revenge. She trembled. Are you going to fire me? He turned toward her. No, she gasped, shoulders collapsing in disbelief.
He placed a new file in front of her. You're being reassigned to Director of Community Equity Outreach. You will spend the rest of your career creating opportunities for the very people you once denied. You will fix the system you helped damage. That is your accountability. Whitney covered her face and sobbed, not out of fear this time, but release. Darius spoke again, his voice softer. My mother didn't teach me to destroy people. She taught me to transform them. Whitney looked up, tears streaking her cheeks. I don't deserve this mercy. Maybe not, Darius said, but our community deserves this change. For the first time in decades, Whitney felt the weight lift, not because she was forgiven, but because she was finally being held responsible in the right way. Darius walked her to the door. As she left, he said, Ms. Caldwell. She paused. This doesn't erase what you did, but it stops it from happening again. She nodded slowly. I understand. When she stepped out, Darius closed his office door and leaned against it, exhaling deeply. The past had finally come full circle. Justice had been served, not by tearing someone down, but by forcing them to rebuild what they broke. He looked at the picture of his mother one last time and whispered, We made it, Mama. The bank was silent for a moment, as if the building itself acknowledged a shift, a cleansing of old shadows. Darius straightened his suit, walked back to his desk, and signed his first executive order, an overhaul of loan approval policies, ensuring fairness, transparency, and dignity for every applicant, regardless of race, class, or background. He stamped the document with steady hands. A new era had begun. Whitney began her new assignment the very same day, facing the community she had once underestimated. But this time she listened. This time she learned. And for the first time, she fought for them instead of against them. The cycle was broken. Darius had risen from the boy denied a chance to the man who changed an institution. The underdog had become the one who rewrote the rules. The banker who once judged him now worked to help those like him. Justice didn't just come full circle. Justice took its rightful place. And the story ended not with revenge, but with restoration, resolve, and the rise of a leader who refused to let the past define him